Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS.
And the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Starr.
Yay! Oh, sorry. Yay! Oh my god.
Famous and birthday boy DS over here with like no voice, but well-earned no voice.
I was like screaming so hard all day to a point where I was like, my head was hurting. It was a crazy night, guys. I couldn't think of anyone else to do this review with other than Paloma Starr, of course. Because, hello.
Thank you so much for having me. I know people are probably getting 2020 flashbacks and they're like, oh no, doing it digitally, but I'd rather do this. I'm so sad that we can't be together in person, but I'm glad I get to be here and do it and talk about what a show. Like, I cannot wait to talk about this.
So, I mean, there's so much to talk about. We haven't done a show where it's like all women's show.
No.
So let's like go through this because there's a lot to talk about. Whew. So starting with the first match, triple threat for the IC Championship, Lyra, Valkyria, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and before we get into this, I guess Lillian Garcia was supposed to be the one announcing an Evolution, but she had to pull out because of the respiratory infection. So, triple threat, what did you think? This was great.
What a way to start off the show. I think this really set the bar and the tone for the rest of the show. This was a great idea. Shout out to whoever's idea was to have this match first, because it really was like, oh, this is what we're doing. Because at first I was like, damn, why wait to follow that? Like, I feel like if I was after that, I'd be like, oh geez, I'll be nervous. But every single match delivered after that. It was a great match. Triple threats are always a little bit more harder to do, but they pulled it off. It was just three women in the ring who knew exactly what they were doing, and you could tell they worked so well together. Everybody was where they were supposed to be. Amazing match, top to bottom, really well booked.
So smooth. The chemistry between these three were so good. I mean, at this point, we already know that Becky and Lyra has great chemistry, but Bayley being in here really added so much more to this match. I feel like we really sleep on Bayley. I think we all remember that WrestleMania match, which was so good, but since then, I feel like, kind of sleeping on her, but like this was a great match. Let people know again that Bayley is that shit. She is the four horsewomen for a reason.
It was a good reminder of how much Bayley brings to a match. She does everything. She's a great glue that holds a lot of matches that she's in together for sure. And it would just work so well. Everybody was like firing all cylinders. Everybody looked good. Everybody had their like moment of shine. I like at the beginning how right away they're just like, move, move, Lyra. We got this. It was a good pace, really well produced. Like the way they lined up everything was awesome. Everybody was just so good. And everybody looked great too, by the way. I mean, even Becky with her like, I'm just gonna wear whatever I want. I'm gonna just stand on business. And I don't care what I look great too.
By the way, I have to talk about the gays in the front row for a lot of times throughout this match. They were wild. So like Jake, Rekno, all in the freaking front row area. When Becky Lynch is coming out, like Rekno's doing like a head. It's like chaotic. Put the gays in the front row. Move over.
All the time.
Brock Lesnar guy. Move over.
I was exactly saying that too. Like green shirt, who? Brock Lesnar guy, who? Sign guy, who? The gays are in town and they're taking over. But shout out to all the boys. Literally made the show. You too, yes. You were like front and center. You and IYO SKY's little moment. I know we're gonna talk about.
And it was really cool because like the crowd really understood the assignment. Like, I met a lot of you guys that was at Evolution before the show started, and like people flew in from Korea, people flew in from like UK, like all over the world for this event. They were not gonna have this event flop. So like the chant during this match, especially, so many "This is awesome" chant.
I love the women's wrestling chants that we heard throughout the night too, but this was a great way to start it off. And like you said, the definitely the crowds understood the assignment. I think they were into every single match for sure.
Yeah.
They were always like cheering when they're supposed to, booing when they were supposed to. Everybody, the energy was up right off the bat, and I think this had to do a lot with this match for sure.
What did you think about the finish?
I loved it. It was creative. I feel like we've never seen it before, even though it was definitely just a surprise roll-up. But doing a different surprise roll-up always changed it up. I think it kept everybody pretty strong too. It made sense because I really am like, oh, who do you put the title on? But this way, it really did make sense. It was out of nowhere. It wasn't like somebody hit a big move and like cleanly beat somebody. I enjoyed it, especially that like whoever thought just doing something this that you do all the time but doing it differently would add so much to it. But I liked it.
As someone who wanted Bayley to get her flower at this evolution, because like she took the bullet at WrestleMania, she eliminated herself from it to build this, because this was the honestly like only storyline that was actually building. And I wanted Bayley to get that flower, but she took the pin, which I was a little like, Lyra was right there, but I think they wanted to keep Lyra strong, so I get it, but I was a little sad.
I feel like this happens to Bayley a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like she gets put into this position. But I mean, I guess kind of shout out to her because she's always seen as like the reliable go-to. But also, like you said, like she does deserve her flowers and she does a lot and puts a lot of people over and is such a horse work. She's such a workhorse and she puts in the work. Would have been better if Bayley would have won. Yeah, probably. You're right. But I do like if it was going to be that finish, that was a good way to do it.
Let's go to the second match. It's the NXT Women's Championship. Jordynne Grace versus Jacy Jayne up toxic. No, sorry. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Fatal Influence. So this was a one match I was kind of like, if I were booking, this wouldn't necessarily be a match that I would be booking. So I really thought this would be a Jordynne Grace's crowning moment. No, this was all about Mariah because Blake Monroe was asked to join in a ringside by Jordynne Grace, and I was like, girl, you really didn't watch AEW. You really didn't. You were like, Mariah, who? The moment she said that, I was like, you are done.
It was, first of all, I hate Jordynne Grace's new theme. What is that? I don't like it at all.
Oh my god. When that theme hit, it was quiet because I think we all still remember Jordynne Grace with the siren. But the moment we see the name, we're like, yeah!
I don't like it at all. I 100% agree with everything you said. I'm like, okay, well, Jordynne didn't win the title last time because this is where she's going to win. They want to have her in a bigger platform, bigger stage where she finally wins. And she didn't win. I was like, oh, okay. But I guess that's going to be a really fun feud with her and Mariah. Yeah. It's so hard to not call her Mariah. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, look at them go. But definitely, I wasn't expecting this match to be like how it went, both in ring wise and storyline. But you're right. As soon as I saw that Blake Monroe was gonna be ringside, it's like, okay, well, she's turning, obviously. So I feel like it was almost not as a big of a surprise as maybe everybody thought they would. And then also, like, even the commentary was like, oh, was that a backfire? It made it a little bit weird. Like, it was, like, not meant to happen. So I don't feel like it got that, like, shocked factor that I think that we're going for. Jacy definitely surprised me, and I think she kind of surprised a lot of other people too, because I know everybody was like, what? I can't believe she's champion, and kind of was definitely underestimating her. But she held her own. She did pretty good in this match for sure. She has great facial expressions. So she definitely sells really well too. But this was, I was like, oh, I was pleasantly surprised by the match, even though I was definitely with you too. I was just like, oh, okay. It did not go the way I expected it, but not necessarily in a bad way.
I thought Jacy looked amazing, like her white and then gold accent gear. I think that gear looked amazing. I'm still kind of iffy about Fatal Influence, to be honest. They were really just there to really start Jordynne and Blake storyline almost. It's kind of weird because Jacy is a champion. But you know, I think like Jordynne is Jordynne. When you're in a ring with Jordynne, you cannot have a bad match. This was another really, really good match on the card. Blake Monroe. I'm so happy for her because I was really upset that she wouldn't be in Evolution, but she made it into her night. She is just such a good heel that this just meant to happen. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what they do. Those two are going to have amazing matches in the ring. I think the promos are going to be great. The storyline that goes behind it, and because they're both really fun and like creative vignettes and what they post online and stuff. So definitely looking forward to that too. I cannot wait till Jordynne wins the title. I just can't wait. It's going to definitely be a big moment for her when she eventually wins the title. I mean, obviously it's not going to be this time around unless somehow Blake Monroe wins the title.
It's interesting because now Jacy's going to go to Slammiversary to face Masha Slamovich for title versus title match. I wonder what that means. Didn't NXT guy won the TNA championship?
Yeah, Trick Williams did.
So wouldn't it make sense if Masha takes the NXT one? I don't know.
I agree. When I heard them say that, I actually didn't know that till I heard them say that. I was like, oh, okay, then Jordynne Grace is winning. Like, because Jordynne Grace and Masha have had absolutely classic, historic matches in the past. So I was just like, oh yeah, Jordynne's winning, obviously. And obviously, like, it'll be kind of cool for Jordynne Grace to go back there and all that stuff. But when I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. So I do agree, though. I would love to see Masha with the 2 championships. Why not?
Either with Masha with 2 champion belts, or it will be Jacy with 2 championships. It's going to be interesting. All right, before we get to the tag match, we got a lot of legends show up. I did talk about this a little bit during the prediction time. So a lot of the women were invited to sit and wave. And I guess a lot of people did say no. And I was just like, why would they just sit and wave? But seeing them there was actually really amazing. Every single one of them got such great reactions. So we got Jazz, Jacqueline, Maris, Melina, Molly Holly, Tori Wilson, Alundra Blaze, Leilani Kai, and Vicky Guerrero. It was just so good to see them.
Oh, totally. And what I loved about it is that you saw legends you don't normally see. When was the last time you saw Leilani Kai? When was the last time you saw Vicky Guerrero? Jazz, for crying out loud. I was like, Jazz. Weird to say fresh faces, but fresh legendary faces, that's for sure. I wanted to ask you, did they like put them in a seat and then after they waved, they moved them? Or did they stay there the whole time?
So they were sitting there for a match. So if they were presented before the match, they were there to watch the match.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was really cool. I mean, I also just loved how Maurice was repping Diva in the back of her jacket. Yeah. Melina looks so good. Everyone looks so freaking good. Ivory, oh my God, Ivory. I forgot to mention Ivory. Ivory was there. She was the best. She was also part of the VIP package and she was the best. And we were talking about like, Ivory, when are you doing the freaking interview? And she was like, okay, let's do it. She's so great. So great.
Ivory looks like she's ready to go another round. So why not get up? That'd be awesome. Imagine an Ivory match in 2025. That would be so cool.
I would like to see Ivory like manage Zoe Stark or something and like do the whole Right to Censor Reborn.
Yes.
Before we continue with the Evolution talk, let me shout out my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring today's very special video. Because Evolution just wrapped, but UFC 318 is almost here and it's shaping up to be an absolute banger with big matchups, major title implications. Every second in the octagon is going to matter. And right now, there's no better way to get in on the action than with DraftKings. New customers bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Yes, instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code RINGTHEBELL. That's Ring the Bell for $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. That's super satisfying. You can use your bonus bets on the same game parlays, mix multiple picks for an even bigger payout, or bet live as the action unfolds. Oh, and if sports betting isn't available in your state, don't worry because you can still join the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and take your shot at cash prizes. The crown is yours. Thank you, DraftKings, for sponsoring this video.
But let's go to the tag match, the Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. It is the Judgment Day versus Sol and Zarya versus Kabuki Warriors and Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
Literally, my favorite part was the Kabuki Warriors dancing to everybody's entrance music.
right. Did they show you?
I love that. They literally showed every time like a team would come out, they would cut to the Kabuki Warriors and they were just like dancing. And I love that so much. It was great. But this match was just fun. It was a really fun, chaotic, I feel like as it should be, match that was a little bit all over the place, but it was just a fun tag team match. A little bit surprised that they did put Raquel and Roxanne over, but it made the most sense as well. But I was still a little bit surprised, and I'm kind of glad that they made Raquel still look like a big badass powerhouse champion, because I feel like sometimes they don't.
No, I think Raquel looked really good here.
Yeah.
Like when she threw Alexa out, Alexa was just like helplessly like thrown out. She looked like a badass. And then the choke slam to Sol to finish the match, she looked amazing. I also really like Raquel and Roxanne's like chemistry. It's almost like go Pikachu, and Roxanne's like Pika, and then like would just like dive out. It was great chemistry. When Soul Snatcher happened, like Charlotte took it seriously.
Yeah,
she took it seriously.
So good. She sold that so good. I loved it.
But what really stood out during this match was the "We Want Charlotte" chant. That was wild, because when was the last time we heard "We Want Charlotte" chant? But here we are with the Diva stands. We're with the women's wrestling fan area. They were chanting so hard for Charlotte Flair. It was so cute because like, I don't know if TV showed this, but when there was like "We Want Charlotte" chant, Charlotte looked like so confused. She was like, wait, what?
It's like, wait, what? Me?
But she was smiling so hard. Like, I feel like this was almost like a therapy session for Charlotte.
Oh, for sure.
Because she was talking about how, like, she was so hurt with that, like, in Chicago, how they, like, booed Ashley. She felt like she was she herself, Ashley, was getting booed. So being an Evolution where they were so positive for Charlotte Flair, I'm sure she was having a great time there.
Oh, I'm sure, for sure. It felt like it was like 2005 all over again because that was probably the last time Charlotte got some chance like that. But she looked great too. At first, I didn't like that tag team pairing, but it kind of worked too. They were kind of like the blonde, white Raquel and Roxanne pairing a little bit for sure. But she looked great. She looked like she was having fun, like a good time. Charlotte is so good that even her phoning it in is great and still better than most of the people there. But she looked like she was having fun. She was in the moment and really like just going with it. It was awesome to see her like that.
So good. It was so. This tag match was really good. And then, as much as WWE does not book tag division well, this proves that they will deliver.
I feel like Sol Ruka too was definitely introduced to a whole new different audience. She's definitely more like a spot moves type of wrestler right now, but I think there's definitely lots of room for her for girls to improve for sure too. I think she's gonna be great once she kind of like gets the other parts of wrestling besides the moves.
Roxanne and Raquel retaining, I think it's the right move, especially with the storyline of like Roxanne solidifying herself with Judgment Day. So I think it just really makes sense. I wonder what's going to happen with Charlotte and Alexa, by the way, though. I'm living for their chemistry together. Like their entrance was so funny when they're like hiding each other.
It kind of worked. I kind of wish I'm over Lily, unless they're gonna do something with her. I'm over Lily, but yeah, it kind of works. Cute, but still kind of works. I think they're all almost they could go down the same path, but we'll see. There was so many Liv Morgan signs, like with her not even being there. Like I thought that was cool. I'm definitely excited to see what happens when she does come back for sure.
I guess some of the Liv Morgan fans were like giving out the signs for people to hold it. So, Liv Morgan fans are wild. Like really loyal. Sure. But let's talk about the match that I was personally really excited for. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. And if Trish doesn't see my loyalty to her wearing that leather jumpsuit in Atlanta heat, but Trish looks so good.
She looked so good. She looked amazing with that little tribute to the old school title. It was so good. She blows my mind every time she comes out to the ring, both the way how she looks and how she could go in the ring. And you looked amazing, Diaz. We all saw how good you looked in that jumpsuit. With the cute little, I love that little elbow pads.
It completes the look. No, but Trish looks so good. I was like really curious what look she's gonna like do the homage for. I think this was like her Unforgiven retirement match look. I'm not fully sure, but that classic title looked amazing. And my lesson from this match again is never doubt Trish Stratus. She will always freaking deliver. It was amazing.
It was so good. I kind of wish it was a little bit more build up to it because I think this match would have had more heat and more fun if it was a little bit more build up. But even regardless of build up or not, it definitely delivered in the ring. I was totally gonna ask you, has Trish Stratus ever done a moonsault before? She just busted that out of nowhere all pretty. Like she's always done it. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think Trish does moonsaults, but apparently she does. Because wow, that looked great.
She did the Widow's Peak for the cage match before. Mm-hmm. So I think she's like trying to make this into a thing where like she does everyone's finisher. Next time she's going to do Molly go round. So we'll see. It's kind of funny because I actually asked Trish about like, has she ever done moonsault before during a double interview that we did with Trish and Lita. And Trish was like, I actually have. Have you ever tried doing moonsault?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I mean, there was a mat under me.
Oh, okay.
So good. I didn't get a 3 count after it,
She did it. So maybe it's because of Ring the Bell interview. Probably because of it's Lita. Most likely it's for the Lita homage. No, it was really awesome because after she hit her stratosphere, chick kick, stratisfaction, I was like, oh my God, what is she going to do now? But moonsault. It was just perfect. She understands the psychology and how to build the momentum for the match.
For sure. And it's so crazy to see like it's such a different era of wrestling that we are now compared to where like Trish was first brought up in. But she could still go, she could still hang, and she could still adapt with the style and what the match calls for, because it definitely was like going a toe for toe with Tiffany. Had the right spots, had the right move, worked out so well. I think actually all the matches, even if they didn't have too much of a build up, were so good. I feel like all women just went out there and absolutely killed it. But Trish, literally, when I think she can surprise me, she somehow surprises me again. Like she's absolutely amazing.
And I liked Tiffany in this match too because I feel like we've seen Tiffany wrestle Nia for so long that Tiffany was doing something different this time. Like that backbreaker was nasty looking. Oh my God.
Sure. I hope she keeps it. It looks so
Yeah.
bad. But I like,
Really.
you're right. Like, you can't like bust that out on every match, but it's awesome to see her do that. There was a lot of moves. I was like, oh, okay. I feel like a lot of moves that she did that she hasn't done a lot. A lot of chick kicks for sure, but they all looked really devastating. Like, they all looked like they were super stiff the whole time.
I was also like kind of worried because like the build to it was very like, I respect you, I love you, but like they were slapping the heck out of each other.
Yep.
Like it was amazing. Yeah, I was satisfied. I was fully delusional that I really thought Trish was gonna win and maybe Naomi will like cash in or whatever. I really thought that, so I was really sad. I think someone took a photo of me like when I lost. I was just like depressed, but you know, I'm still so proud of Trish Stratus, and she said that she's not done yet. Her 25th anniversary tour is continuing, so we shall see.
Cannot wait to see what else she has in her bag. I mean, like you said, who knows what other great moves she's gonna bust out.
Next match was the no holds bar match, Naomi versus Jade Cargill. Oh, I gotta say, Naomi's entrance when she did that like Melina split looked so hot. She should keep that. She should definitely keep that.
Totally, it was so hot. Loved it, definitely. I think every time she comes out, she like just vibes and feels her new entrance music, and she just like goes with it. But I think this one was my favorite one for sure.
I think this match was so fun because there was like, first of all, when Jade threw Naomi into the barricade, Rekno was like high pitched screaming. It was like the funniest thing.
You may not have heard it amidst the roar and the music, but
It looked like Rekno was paid to be there to do that at that exact same time. It was hilarious, especially because the whole time when Naomi was coming out, Rekno was showing their skirt, like, look at my costume, look at my costume, and then here comes Naomi, and like, it was a perfect cut scream for sure.
The gays were really gaying. I love it. And then I also love like they added some like special effects here and there for Jade and Naomi. So when the barricade spot happened, like barricade like like a little like broke a little bit. And then when they did that announcer table, like it exploded.
Did you ever watch Wrestling Society X? It's super random, very like niche, on for like a cup of coffee and MTV before Lucha Underground, but was very Lucha Underground-ish, and they had very much random big explosions, and like, so you heard and saw the explosion in person too?
Yeah, no, I saw it. I was just like, oh my god, this is like wild.
So
it was cool. It was so cool. I mean, I gotta say, like, as much as like the creative team has like completely failed women, like leading up to Evolution, the women obviously delivered in the ring, but also like the production team, I think really helped a lot to like really trying to elevate it. But Triple H talked about during the presser how like someone just like worked on that opening on their off time and they just like presented it like, can we just use this? And it was just so good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, right? Like everyone wanted to make this like a success minus creative team. So
The fact that they had to work on it on their off time as opposed to something they should have prioritized says everything to me. Just saying.
everyone also could tell the moment I was screaming was when Jade stole someone's camera and threw it. And I was like, no! my nightmare.
Oh, totally. Yeah, for sure. The producer I knew, I'm sure, was like, what are you doing? No! But that was awesome. I wish that they would have like cut to that camera angle. Obviously, it's a work camera, but I wish they would have just like cut that to that camera angle real quick and just showed her like what it looked like of getting beat up by a camera.
That would have been really cool. But this match was pretty quick. It was pretty quick. They quickly led to that really cool Jaded into the table, breaking it. That was really cool. So I lived for it.
Both of them looked great. It was a fight for sure. I definitely feel like even though that Naomi got put through the avalanche, Jaded, I feel like Jade got her ass kicked too. Like, she looked like $1,000,000, but I don't think she's giving the superhero that WWE is packaging her as. I just wish she would lay her shit in a little bit more, just hit a little bit harder, especially in this type of match, you know. But like I said, I'm sure it'll come with time. It was a solid, good match, and I love how Bianca was there, even though she didn't really need to be there because she didn't really do it. Had to be there, especially in the street fight.
I was wondering if Bianca was going to turn heel, but then we saw Blake do this. I was like, probably not. But then Bianca was working her ass off in her own way. She was like crying. I think she was like tearing up.
Yeah, and she really was. You could tell she was, and she was super into like refereeing part of it. She was counting like so hard, and those counts were like good and crisp and everything. But she definitely was, I feel like, super involved, even more emotionally. the outfit that she posted that she wore that was like a little heart that her heart was breaking. Oh, it's like mommy and mommy are fighting. Sad. All the women involved in this storyline have added so much of their own to the storyline itself. Like they went above and beyond what was asked of them. So I think that's what made it even more special.
And I know Jacqueline watching from the side is like, I've been there. I've been a referee. Let's move to the Battle Royale. It's the 20 women Battle Royale. We were gaslighted a little bit because like, no fault to Natty, but Natty was like, there might be some surprises. She just, I think she just said that. In the pre-show graphic, they showed like vacant faces. I'm just like, wait, what? Like, are they like really? WWE, these they were trolling us with this like mystery graphics, and then they were like uploading Rise of AJ videos on WWE YouTube. I'm just like, these.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing for sure. They knew exactly what they were doing.
But there was no surprises. I guess the surprise was Nia Jax teaming back up with Candice LeRae, aka Candice Michelle, who Michael Cole was just keep calling her Candice Michelle.
Over and over and over again, so many times.
I love the interaction between Chelsea Green and Nikki Bella. It was so cute. And they're having a match on Raw, so it's even better. But also just like Nikki coming into this match, it's something that the women have to like learn from her. She has that star power. I don't even know how to say this, but like it's just so good.
Because even if you like knew nothing about wrestling, knew nothing about the Total Bellas, knew nothing about Total Divas, and you would see Nikki walking down the airport, you would be like, I don't know who she is, but you know she's something. Like she passes like the airport test, like for sure. I feel like she would walk into any room and you'd be like, ooh, you don't know, even if you don't know who she is, which by any means it's crazy that even people way outside of wrestling know who she is. She like commands attention and commands attention. I think she really brought like a bigger star power to this. And actually, I'm kind of okay not having any big surprises or any like legends come back, because I feel like this kind of like solidified that this is about us, this is about the moment, this is about, you know, the present and the future, obviously honoring the legends and the women that came before them by, you know, showing them and having them like present to them and saying like, oh hey, here they are. But I think it really showed that we're like, hey, we have talent and we trust them to deliver, and I think they did. I think they really did. It was a lot of fun spots in this battle world for sure. Yeah. At least most of them got entrances from my part.
Oh, didn't some of them not air?
No, some of them did not air.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah.
So from our perspective, everyone got the entrances, which I was like so happy. This battle royale had a lot of really good moments. Kalani doing a little Kofi was really fun. Natty's having a whole split personality situation right now. She's like doing all this MMA stuff with Natty, but in here as Natalia, she's a comedy gold with the Dungeon Dolls doing the warm dance.
That was hilarious. That was so out of nowhere. I just love that this is happening in Battle Royale with a whole bunch of other people trying to get eliminated, and they're just like doing the warm in the middle of the ring. I love it.
Loving all the Bella dances. All the Bella dances that Naya's doing, Chelsea's doing, Lola's doing. Love that. Obviously, also long back attack, Mitchin and BFAB doing it together. So a lot of dances were cool. What was interesting was Zelina. She looked really like upset. So I was like, what's going on? Is she just like over it? No, but I think she was like doing her little like character work with her losing the title to Julia. So she got her lick back, but her elimination was also very cool. It was like the whole thing with like Lash was awesome. But when Lash like just threw her out, that was kind of an homage to the first Evolution. I loved her. Whenever she eliminates, I think because she's so small, like she can come up with like crazy elimination.
Totally. Even seeing that size difference between Zelina and Lash was crazy to see. Like I'm glad they did that, because they're both very opposing in their own right, because Zelina's so like small, but she can go, and obviously Lash is like this Amazonian of a woman. So I think I'm glad they got to have like a little spot there to really show the difference. But talk about Lash real quick. She is a star in the making.
Yes.
I am so glad. I was really hoping she would be last Final Four, and I'm glad she was, because she definitely got her moment to shine. She looked great. She looked confident. She like knew what she was doing. Obviously another one that's like hasn't been wrestling that long, but I can't wait to see what she looks like when she has a couple more years under her belt. Every time though, this like literally two people are gonna get this reference, but every time they say Lash Legend, I think of Lash LaRue from WCW, and it was this guy who had really weird sideburns, and he would always do this. Like I said, only like two people are gonna get the reference. I just had to say it.
Let's see who gets the reference.
Nobody. Literally, it's probably gonna be nobody.
I loved how Lash got such a great spot here. The final two. I mean, she's from Atlanta, so that too. But obviously, just women's wrestling fans love Lash. So, like, love seeing her shine here. She looked amazing too. Of course, Nia Jax will be booked prominently in any Battle Royale Rumble situation. So she did her part amazingly. It felt like the building was going to crumble down when that, the ass spot, the Devil's Kiss was happening. It's the most over move in wrestling right now. It was amazing. And at the end, it was just Lash and Stephanie. I was just like, a little worried, like, ooh, like, because Lash is so over with the women's wrestling fans, would they like not like it when Stephanie eliminates her? But the way she eliminated Lash with that move, nobody can boo that.
Totally,
It was
for
perfect.
Sure. Yeah, totally like, oh, well, okay, at least it was with the Devil's Kiss move. Okay, I guess we're not mad. That's totally the vibe we went for it. And also shout out to Chelsea too, who like when Stephanie was about to do it to Nikki and she like stopped it. It was great. It worked out so well. Like just reining in the boos that worked out perfectly with her character too. I love that she like put a stop on it. She's like, nope, you're not gonna do it. But Chelsea and the Secret Service, they were amazing. They had a lot of good character moments, character spot. And the only thing I didn't like is that NXT girls did not have like even like half a second to shine. Like they were eliminated like in less than a second. It felt like I wish they would have had like maybe 30 seconds in there longer to do something, to at least throw a punch. But they didn't get to do anything.
It was giving little Diva era. There was a little homage to Diva era. At the end, Stephanie Vicure won, and then Stephanie McMahon came in for a little Stephanie collaboration. It was cool because I love how Stephanie always talks about how English is her second language, because we always talk about how English is our second language and we learned English through wrestling. So her talking about that, but being on top of WWE, so over, is just so special.
And she seems just so real about it. Like she doesn't like shy away from it. She doesn't like it's herself. It's who she is, and she leans into it. And oh my God, DS, when you asked that question in the presser with Stephanie, I totally got tear in my eye for reals, because even I was in the bathroom and then Cody's like, oh DS, and then I come running in. It's like, oh DS will ring the bell. It's like, oh, shut up, ring the bell. But then the question that you asked about being ESL, and you being ESL as well, and how it goes with wrestling and stuff was just amazing. It was such a big important question to ask. It literally was like, oh, it was so cool and awesome, especially with my fellow Latina. Also, like, is ESL, like, I immediately thought about us, how we're always like, don't know what we're saying most of the time, but it was awesome that you got to ask that. That was so cool.
Thank you. It was cool because the press room, we got Naomi and Stephanie, and both of them, I think, really gave real answers. And Stephanie, especially with that question, she was so real. And she wanted to, because she spoke in Spanish most of the time, because I think she really wanted to deliver a message. I mean, I should translate it to see what she actually said. But her, even with the language barrier, I could feel it. And she was just so amazing. And she was just like, and she was thinking as she was leaving for asking the questions. So it was a very special moment for sure.
And I love that she said that wrestling is her other language. I'm like, oh, that is so true, because it's true. Like wrestling and even like music and all that is like a universal language when done right. Everybody gets it and understands it, and you don't need to speak the language to enjoy good wrestling for sure. So it's awesome that you got to have that moment for sure. Oh my gosh, have you seen that meme with Stephanie McMahon where it's just like your face whenever you say gracias at a Mexican and like it happened. I'm like, oh no.
Wait, now that's clicking. She did. I wonder if she did that knowing the meme.
I know, probably, because that means meme's been around for a while now. And, I hope so. And that'd be even better if she did it because of the meme. That would be great. That would be great.
I didn't even think about that. That is so funny. Let's talk about the main event, because this match, I'm going to be super honest. When I heard that IYO versus Rhea is going to be the match that we'll be seeing at Evolution / main event, I wasn't like ecstatic about it, to be honest, because we've seen this before. This match fully freaking delivered. This is one of the best matches I've ever seen.
I am so jealous of you that you were able to see this live. I bet that was so fun to like feel the energy of what they were doing in the ring, but also the crowd would have been awesome. But I 100% agree with you, because like it's not like we didn't know it was going to be a good match. Like we knew it was going to be a good match, but also like we've seen it before, so kind of like give us like something new, something different, especially for Evolution. But wow, they brought it awesome. Like every single spot was amazing. Like no, it was great. It was so good. They're both on top of their game, like seriously, so good.
Like you just said, they are the two performers that is on the top of the game in
100%.
every way possible. From inside the ring to the star power, it was so electrifying seeing them. Their chemistry is off the chart. It's just like flows so well. Everything they were hitting to each other was high impact. This main event, from the match itself to what happened afterwards, it's just like, this is evolution, because this was just mind blowing to see. And I love how they actually got a chance to like go outside and do the whole thing. A lot of times we don't really see that a lot with women, and they were given the time and like production to do all that, which was really awesome.
Totally. This match could have been the main event in any card, in any place in the world, in any time. It was so good. And you're right, they got enough time. I never felt like it dragged. I didn't feel like it was too short. The fact that they were able to go all around and use like the very, oh look, there's just these boxes here, I could just climb up. But hey, if it results in an amazing spot, I'll take random boxes randomly set up very specifically, and how convenient. I will take that any day if it comes out for a good spot. Also, I'm glad that happened, because like the match called for it, because I feel like sometimes that happens
Right.
like just for the sake of it. But it had, especially with the ref bump, it's not like there was a ref bump for somebody to come in and like distract it, or somebody come in, or one of them to like very obviously cheat. It was a ref bump, and they used it to make it make more sense and add even more to the match. Because I think sometimes like our overuse or might take away from it, or really wasn't necessary. This just like added more to the match, and it works, because at first I was like, oh my gosh, you're like, what's gonna be the finish, because they're like beating the shit out of each other and like working so much, but they were both selling an equal amount to what they were giving.
What was also really cool was like you could tell that both Rhea and IYO were like getting so much energy from that crazy wild crowd. It was amazing. I love how like I got this moment with IYO. Just like, she's like, you, I'm doing this for you. Just like, oh my god, yes, it was amazing.
Apparently somebody said that in the Spanish commentator, in the Spanish thing, that they called you Japanese.
I mean, if they're gonna add me as like IYO's cousin in a storyline, I'll be here for it.
Totally. Why not? For sure.
Why not? Well, please watch it and let me know if that's real.
I will. I'll literally, after we get done with this, I'll literally watch and let you know for
Because
sure.
I will split and be like, I'm Korean.
I love it. But it was so cool. And being in that type of match, I feel like sometimes as a wrestler, it's very easy to kind of like lose yourself in the match and just be like, okay, we need to do this next, and we're going to do this. And like, you feel the pressure of where you're performing and who's watching on stuff. But to be able to still be like fluid enough and aware enough to play with the crowd, to have that moment of, and still be able to deliver and know what's next, makes it flow so much better. And I think that honestly puts them why they're so on top of their game, because they could still deliver that type of a caliber of a match, but still don't forget, like, hey, you're here for the crowd, play up the crowd. And I love that they even both used, like, they kept like going back and forth on each other like that. So there was a lot of like character stuff within it, because I feel like sometimes when you're in a big match and you kind of like almost like, oh yeah, forget that you're still playing, you still have to work the crowd basically.
Right.
And I think a lot of people forget that, but this is why they're professionals. This is why they're on top. And it was amazing match, and I love how far they've come, even from like the first Evolution, like seeing them where they both were in Evolution in 2018 to they are now.
You know that I'm a whore for false finishes. I've said that multiple times. So you caught me. They got me so many times at the end with all the false finishes. I was losing my mind. But also, WWE played our face, because they all know that we think Rhea Ripley is super Rhea Ripley, right? I think most people thought we're gonna get that avalanche riptide and we're gonna end it there. Mm-hmm. I really thought that was the ending. I thought Evolution was gonna end with like Rhea Ripley on top, fireworks, everything. Oh no, they did not. And they had Naomi Cash-in, which is insane.
Speaking of, oh my god, your reaction during the main event where they're like zoomed in on your face saying, oh my god, it was great. That's why I was like, I cannot wait until this is a GIF. For a while there, I'm like, oh my gosh, like a DS, like totally milking the camera. But I'm like, no, that was your genuine reaction. You were not like, it was not a work. You're not milking the camera. That was really your reaction to it. So it was awesome to see. And like so many people really had that reaction, and it was great. They had the crowd on the palm of their hands. And then Naomi,
It was so good because I don't know. I saw some complaints that like, oh my god, Naomi like ruining this amazing match. No, Naomi being in this match to close Evolution is just so symbolic for what Evolution is. Like Evolution is all about past, present, and future of women's wrestling. Naomi's been killing it since 2010, right? She's been there since the Diva era, and she's the one that has evolved so many times throughout all these years. And now she has evolved yet again, having the best time of her career, and she cashed it in to become the world champion. And it was just perfect because nobody expected Naomi to cash it on IYO and Rhea. They were all expecting her to like stay with Jade and Bianca. So this entire thing was so well done.
And then the fact that she was beat up herself. Like, it's not like she was like fresh, like coming in, like if nothing. It's the fact that she was beat up, had a band-aid over her nose, bloodied, like still selling the jaded from the top. Like the fact that it was like, oh wow, she's beat up herself. So for a while there, I'm like, what if she's too beat up for this? I was like a little worried for like half a second, but oh my gosh, thank God it worked out. And just her reaction, everybody's reaction. Shout out to Lucci. Did you see her reaction? It was amazing. She was like watching it from I think she was in Houston. I think one of her friends like filmed her reaction to Naomi winning. It was the best. I think WWE should use that. It was all around so good. It was booked perfectly because it came in out of nowhere. Everybody thought it was going to be Tiffany for sure, but her coming out, beat up, going after IYO. And I think it actually worked out for the match because this match was so good, it almost couldn't have a winner, if that makes sense. Like,
right.
Them winning one, or either Rhea or IYO would have not made the match better, but this made it over the top. It was great. It was amazing. I love that she like just get out of the way, Rhea, and then still hit her split leg at moonsault instead of just like pinning her not doing anything. So it was awesome to see for sure. How was her reaction live? I cannot wait to find out. What was it like?
Oh my god. I think they picked the right event to do it because if anyone, the women's wrestling fans that flew in for this event, they know the journey of Naomi. So they were the one that's going to have the craziest reaction to this. It was so electrifying there. People were losing their mind. And Naomi had so many fans there. Naomi was one of the wrestlers that had the most reaction that night. So to have her wrap up Evolution was just so special. It was amazing. And then she got to talk about her feelings during the press conference. She was so funny and she was still in character, but you can see that she was tearing up. So she's very emotional about it. And we are all very emotional for the success of Naomi. And just the way that Rhea and IYO were like telling each other, we main evented Evolution. It was just like, you can tell that this means a lot to them too.
Oh,
so
for sure. The way they hugged it out in the ring afterwards, and like even in the middle of the match, it was such an anime moment for me. We're like, I respect you. Now let's fight. It was literally like, am I watching an anime right now? But it worked out well because a lot of people, I feel like, oh, the kayfabe doesn't exist anymore, or like they just beat each other up, and that's how good they are. Is the level athletes they are. Because even like in any other sport that you could think of, when like the best of the best go ahead against each other after the match or after the game or whatever they do, they go and like shake each other's hand as a form of respect. But this definitely meant a lot to them. I know they just went back there and had to be like, we killed it, we did that, and I hope everybody was there. I know it's gonna be like a monitor sellout. I hope everybody's still back there watching the match unfold, especially for Naomi. But what an awesome, amazing match and just show in general for sure.
You know, we talked about this a lot, but like how WWE really almost made it seem like they set this women up to fail, right? But women did not let that happen, and they definitely delivered a show that was something that I will remember forever. Obviously, Evolution is going to be special for women's wrestling fans, but I've been seeing reactions from like people outside of the women's wrestling fandom. People are calling this the best WWE show of the year, at least. Even some of the outlets that are not necessarily like so pro women's wrestling are calling this the best show they've seen in WWE in a long time, and that's a lot because this is all because women made sure that they're going to deliver. It is wild to me.
Oh, for sure. sure, definitely. And I 100% agree. I was literally thinking like they're doing this on purpose, where it's a work, where I'm being like so cynical, where there's no build up to this. They're gonna, so that way when it fails, they're gonna be like, see, we tried to do another evolution, but it didn't work. Kind of like almost put the blame on them. But the fact that they delivered, they didn't let that hold them back at all, was amazing. And like, oh, so many of them were just like solid wrestling matches, whether it had a build up or not. It was just good wrestling matches. And at the end of the day, that's what people want. That's what it's, brought us all together and bring us in. It's just good wrestling matches, and on top of everything else goes in, like, the promos, the character, and everything else that goes with it. But to have just good wrestling matches, I almost feel like everybody wrestled with a chip on their shoulder because of that reason, probably. Like, we didn't get as much attention, we didn't get as much build up as they should, so they went out there and like brought the house down. And from the first match to the last match, it was absolutely amazing. I totally agree. Best pay-per-view show that WWE has had all year, but like in a while. It has been a while where every single match was a good, solid match and delivered in every single way. And they definitely did. I was so happy, so proud to be a women's wrestling fan, especially, I always am, but especially yesterday, to see like the hard work. And you could see like the women care. The women care so much. The women who are there want to be there, and want to make the product better, and want to make a mark, and want to leave wrestling better than when they found it. And I love what Stephanie Vaquero said, like, you're gonna remember my name forever. And that was like so cool and powerful and awesome to hear. It's just like every single woman brought the best that they could and want to make the best of it, and they did. And I hope that this just turns the page and shows everybody like, hey, women's wrestling is wrestling, and it's damn good. And I hope it's every year as it should be. And I hate Triple H's little wishy-washy answer on it, but
you clocked it. Me too. He was not gonna say he's gonna do it again. Like, he himself said this was a crowd that was the best crowd in the US this year, at least.
Totally, for sure. Even if they want to, they could always piggyback off of it on Saturday Night Main Event, I guess, if they want to. If this didn't prove that the women can go and they need more attention and more everything for it, I don't know what did, because it was amazing. It was awesome to see everybody's reaction, and getting to see everybody's reaction during it and even afterwards was great. Long live women's wrestling, for sure. It was great. It was great time to be a women's wrestling fan, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we can talk about this show for like 2-3 hours more. But
what an amazing birthday present. Oh my God, yes. I bet that was the best birthday ever.
And how cool is that? This happened 10 years when Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky came into Raw to like revolutionize everything. I think like overall, like this happening in 10-year anniversary of that is just so picture perfect. And Naomi finishing Evolution on top also is just so picture perfect. This entire thing was so perfect. It was amazing, you guys. But thank you so much for joining in for this review. We talked for a long time.
We did. There was so many shenanigans that happened during it too, y'all. But we did it.
Yeah.
I know we could talk forever for it. And I know it's not ideal for me to be virtual because I miss you so much, DS. But thank you so much for having me, because I was so happy and so excited to talk about this. But I'm so glad we got to have this platform on this channel to talk about it, because where else can you talk about the amazing stuff that's going on?
And thank you everyone, all the Ring the Bell family that came out to say hi, that I got to meet at Evolution. It was really, really special. Like, people were just like, they wouldn't even say hi. They're like, happy birthday, and they just like walk away. I'm just like, oh my God, this is awesome. Again, I always think about how like growing up I didn't have any friends to watch wrestling with, so to have this like big family is just so awesome. And we did it. We made this Evolution amazing, all of us. So I'm so proud of all of us. But Paloma, where can we all find you?
You can find me at Evolution next year. Maybe in the ring. I'm just kidding. Okay, I could be a referee. Saw the new women referee. That's awesome. Putting it out there in the universe. Next year, when Evolution happens, because it will happen, I will be there for sure, because y'all look like you're having way too much fun without me, and that's not fair. But you can find me at Paloma Starr on Instagram and Twitter. And DS, where can we find you at?
You can find me at DS on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.